What's going on? What's going on? How we doing out there? It's been a week or so since I made the last video. So there's something that caught my attention this morning that I'm gonna speak to a little bit. So this morning, a video came across my profile thingy, my timeline, my YouTube timeline, and it was the guy behind the Gully TV podcast, the Gully TV channel. He pretty much was responding to a video made by JoJo Capone, that's from Chicago. He's been in the music business forever. And this guy named Trendsetter Shady or Shady Black, he's from North Philly. And it was actually on JoJo Capone's platform. I think on IG Live, they might have went on IG Live or something like that. And in there was a piece, there was a section of the video where Shady was saying pretty much how he had to realize that he was, it was a money play when he was going through his whole situation with OBH and various situations that people monetized off of YouTube videos, and he didn't fully know the monetization angle, and people were able to capitalize off that too. He started understanding the analytics and realizing that a part of this was just for trolling or clickbait or whatever to get views up to get money from YouTube. So that segued into JoJo Capone referencing the guy Gully TV and saying like he feel like old boy used the same angle on him, and that it almost influenced him to make some decisions to push a button on him. And for y'all, for people that don't understand what that means that he feel like he had an angle on him for something to happen to him, but he chose better. Like I don't want to feel like I want to go too deep in there, because I don't want to feel like I'm ratting, or even though it's on the internet, like it's not my job to rebroadcast that part of it. So Shady said that, oh, you know, that's my man, that's my friend, like, but he do be trolling a lot. People gotta understand that, you know, he's a businessman, and that his business mind is different when it comes to knowing how to monetize his information or his videos. So Gully TV responded pretty much with, I mean, if you know anything about Gully TV, then you know that I give Duke one thing: he don't bite his tongue. You know, it's some people or guys that are considered serious where they're from that he don't care. He came right at them, and you know, if you feel the way you feel, who am I to tell you, anybody to tell you like you can't fully express yourself? So I'm not gonna admonish him or anything for that. That's how he felt. He stood on it. Part of me understand the reason why he was upset, because you can't say to me that I got your address, I know where you at, and I could have sent people to do you harm, and think that, because for me, I encountered a similar situation to that, and the situation was so touchy, and it was variables that wasn't normal variables involved, so the normal reaction couldn't be made if there wasn't certain attachments. And I'm some people gonna understand what I'm saying, some people gonna think I'm cold and stuff, but there's certain words you can't say in this world when you talk about, I can send people to your front door. Like, that's a no-no. Ever since you was a little kid, Like, I almost don't care where you're from. I don't care about your geographic or your demographic background. Most people I know, if you was going home from school and that little girl, that little boy followed you home from school, your mom or dad made you fight them because they came to your front door. You understand what I'm saying? Them same rules apply. Like, there's no disrespect to home base or a threat to home base, because at the end of the day, I got some pretty important people that reside there. You understand what I'm saying? So any threat to that is going to be met with the proper response and the proper measures and the proper force. So I fully understand the reason. Like, I think that part right there is what took him over the top. I think that because of that piece of it, he misread other things that were said from Shady. I don't think Shady meant like on some degrading type time, like he's a troll. I think he meant like, yo, he's going to antagonize you. Like, once he find out that you don't like him for whatever reason, whatever the case may be, he's going to antagonize you. That's one thing I seen. He don't care. He's going to antagonize you. He gonna make a whole bunch of jokes. He gonna call you broke. He gonna do his normal 1-2. But I think because of that part of it, that just made him go left and made him go a different direction. Which, at the end of the day, like I said, I fully understand how you can feel that way and why you feel that way. I think any reasonable, rational human being would feel that way. You know? Now, there's other parts where I think that he may be a little off about. And this is typical with guys who done time. I ain't talking like 2 or 3 years. Guys that were raised in the correctional environment, especially though since juvenile, or since at least a young adolescent. This is a common trait they have, right? Because behind the bars ain't really no hammers. You know what I'm saying? The hammers is a knife, is a shank. That's a hammer. You understand what I'm saying? Or toilet saw or something like that. Like those are hammers. They don't spit out projectiles. You understand? Yeah, I know y'all seen videos where you like, no, people get hammers in jail. They get guns in jail. They not letting them guns off in jail, man. That's not gonna happen. Now, unless it's a major riot or something, they trying to take the prison over. Okay, that's a whole different conversation. We're talking about two factions that are going to war in jail. Two inmate factions. Two convict factions that are going to war in jail. They not letting no hammer off. You can cancel that. You understand? So don't be fooled by that. In jail, your weapons is, you may get a broomstick, you may get a shank. That's hammers. You understand what I'm saying? Or you gonna go in there and get a good old 1-2 fist fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's where their minds are on majority of the time when they have conflict, because that's what their mind has been conditioned for majority of their life. You understand what I'm saying? It's to handle that fisticuffs, mano a mano type conflict. Like, my homie just came home after 21 years. Just came home like 3 weeks ago. He been down since I was like 19, 20. He a couple years older than me. You understand what I'm saying? He's been down 21 years, man. He served that, he was in Dallas. Anybody know about the Pennsylvania prison system? He was in Dallas. Everybody know what Dallas is about. You understand? Like, that ain't no rough stop. And the dude Gully, I believe he been through there too. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to understand about these guys that serve time in these state correctional facilities is that they're way different. The feds is nothing like the states. Like we got to call a spade a spade. We got to keep it real rap. The feds ain't nothing like the states. You got some federal correctional facilities that's off the chain. Like, you got Lewisburg, and that's the United States prison zone. Like, but you got some federal zones that, they're about that work in there. But for the most part, I mean, you gotta remember, the feds historically, before they try to start wrapping RICO drug cases and all that stuff up in there, like, think about it, the RICO statutes is new. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but when they was created, like, late 70s, early 80s or something, like, those statutes are fairly new. You know what I mean? Before them, it wasn't no like violent type offenders in the feds. It was all like, majority is like computer, white collar crimes, wire fraud type, Ponzi scheme type boys, like those who stole art paintings and jewelry heists, like their crimes typically was like in the millions of dollars or approaching that. You understand what I'm saying? Where the states, that's your blue collar dudes, like that's dudes putting in gunplay, knife work, drugs. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, you're going to have your pedophiles in there, you're going to have your rapists in there, but for the most part, like, you know what I'm saying? The environment of a state, federal facility is totally different. You know what I mean? Like, so these dudes are conditioned in a certain kind of way. These dudes is conditioned for fisticuffs of some sort of armed conflict, hand-to-hand combat. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, my man just came home. First thing, he looking at me like, hey, yo, you in shape? I'm looking like, no, that's over with. I'm cool. He like, man, you know, I'm a tip-top gel for him. I'm looking like, yo, dudes out here ain't on that kind of time. They ain't worried about how many dips and push-ups you do. They gonna try to push your wig back. You understand? They not playing with that. That whole era, cause that's the era we grew up in. You know what I mean? You go outside, you do your 1-2, it's over. And more than likely, that's gonna become your man after y'all rumble. You know what I mean? That day over. That joint ain't coming back, man. Ain't nobody, especially with this age of social media and all that, ain't nobody trying to take that embarrassment of you embarrassing them in the street, dog walking them and all that. You go holler at a joint, looking like, yeah, you look familiar. Hey, yeah, you the dude that got dog walk. Man, ain't nobody trying to stand that joint. Real rap, like, the embarrassment factor today, the average dude ain't trying to stand up to. You know what I mean? Because the pride, the ego, the whole, like I said, especially in the age of social media, where you know somebody gonna make you a world star moment. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, like, you might just go ahead and get right to it and pull the hammers out, because after you lose, like, when you lose, it's gonna go there anyway. You already know what kind of vibes people want. You know, unfortunately. I mean, you have on offense or defense. And you try as much as you can to be on offense. You know what I mean? So, I say all that to say, that's what the dude Gully gotta understand, man. Like, I mean, he's still doing burpees. You know what I mean? I don't think this dude was seen a correctional facility in 10 plus years. But dude's still out here doing burpees, man. He's still going to the gym. He's still jogging. He still act like he running the yard. But I understand, because that's what he conditioned for. You know what I mean? He probably spent more time in facilities than he's been out. You understand? So I do understand that. But he got to catch up and realize that when you're going through with certain people, man, and it's the same thing I said about me, you really in a war you can't win, because your enemy is faceless. You understand? Like, ain't nobody going to announce when they run down on you and say, oh, yo, I'm with the bull. They're not doing that. Your face is recognizable. You know what I mean? That young boy you think is a geek, you think he a nerd, he got glasses on with a pocket square, pin with the pin joint, and some suspenders or something. He there just to spin you around. You don't even dig it. You look at him like he's a whole nut. But unfortunately for you, you can't recognize him, but he recognized you. And he sit there with one mission, man. He sit there with one mission. You understand? You got people that wake up every day, man, with nothing to lose. They don't care about the next 5 minutes. Literally, they don't care. Your priorities and their priorities aren't the same, huh? They wake up on stupid time. You said he said in the video, I'm retarded. No, these young boys is retarded ain't the word, man. Cause they don't aspire to do nothing else. That's what you gotta understand. When you got stuff going on, You know what I mean? Like you can suppress it, you know what I mean? Go back to muscle memory, and I get it. But the difference is this. Somewhere in there, your mind gonna be on your next move, on the business tip, on some getting money tip, or yeah, where the next place I want to visit tip. They mind on who I'm going to spend next. That's where they mind is solely at. They mind is strictly on the scoreboard move, as they say today. You know what I'm saying? Your mind ain't there 24 hours a day, man. Your mind on your next interview. Your mind on some vintage type of fabric you've been trying to find. Your mind on, yo, what you just said, like, yo, underneath this, I'm in crazy shape because I'm going to South America. Man, they ain't even been to the south side of their city, man. They mind different, huh? And you're not going to see it coming. Because everybody don't look the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're going to run into the young boy that somebody can send after you that's going to look like a total nerd. Totally look like he about to go interview to go to Princeton somewhere. You ain't going to do no double take or nothing, man. Then he going to spin you. You can't go to war with that, huh? You can't go to war with that, man. And you can't fall victim to that kind of energy, man. But I mean, like I said, I don't want to be no hypocrite. I definitely understand how you can go there instantly when somebody say something about potentially sending folks to your crib. I get that. I understand that. But I'm not going to bring that to the internet, though. I'm a smooth act like I ain't hear that. I'm a smooth act like I ain't hear that. But the defensive posture or the offensive posture I take up gonna be bananas, man. It's gonna be crazy. But I'm not gonna go to the internet to let the world know I heard what you said. And nah, I'm not doing nothing like that, man. I'm not doing nothing like that. I'm not doing nothing like that ever. This is chestnut checkers, man. And like I said, and you in the public eye, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a million videos with your face. The person you going back and forth with, he not going to do that. He not going himself. You already know the science here. The person that's going to be sent to potentially or attempt to do whatever to you at, you're not going to recognize them, man. They're not going to have the tattoos and you know what I mean? And the dreads, and they're not going to announce themselves, where I'm from and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're going to war with a faceless enemy, man. You can't do that. You can't do that, man. And you definitely can't keep being on the internet. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you can't keep doing. You're a grown man. Like you're a grown man. I'm just saying, I wouldn't do that. It ain't nothing soft about me. It's nothing cowardly about me. But like I said, it's chestnut checkers, man. It's a way to do everything. And that ain't the way. That ain't the move, man. That's all people want to do anyway. They want to see your emotion. They want to bring that emotion out you so you can expose yourself. Because guess what happens? When you get emotional, you lose discipline. You understand? That's the way that go. When you lose emotion, when you lose that control of your emotions, you lose discipline. And ain't nobody in this world going to tell me, oh, I'm a disciplined, emotional person. Man, get out of here, man. It don't work that way. It don't matter how slight. It don't matter if for a microsecond you lost the discipline. That's all it take. That's all it take, man. It don't take a whole lot. It don't take for you to be sitting on no corner or standing on no corner and you ain't got no been to stand on for it to happen to you. It take way less than that. It takes for you to turn right when you should have turned left. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is for you to be paying more attention to your phone when you outside like this. I don't understand that to this day. People be on their phones like this outside. Man, you out of pocket. It don't take much, man. And like I said, you can't even identify who coming at you, man. So I mean, those are the little things that stood out to me. Like, like I said, I ain't trying to get through the past because they from Philly or nothing. Like, I don't want nobody to think I'm on some bias type time. I understood the context of what he was saying. Like I said, it's more or less, I feel like he was trying to say, instead of the word troll, he probably should have used the word antagonize, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? For what he was trying to explain, I think that word fit the bill more than the word troll. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that once my man said whatever he said about having his address and pictures of his crib and all that, like, all that other stuff went together. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand that too. You know what I mean? But I don't see it, man. I think that's a dangerous situation. I think you playing with fire. Me personally. You know what I mean? 'Cause like I said, you got stuff to live for. You wake up, I mean, come on, you got to talk about, oh yeah, underneath this shirt is crazy because I'm getting ready to go to South America, so I need my body looking like however it's gonna look. The people that you talking to, bro, don't care nothing about that, man. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about no. Like I said, they probably never been to the south side of their cities, man. You understand? They level or ceiling of accomplishment and achievement is very low in their mind. They don't care about that, man. I told you, it's going to be a dirty young dude. They ain't got nothing to worry about or live for, man. They want to get you out of here, man. That's what it would be. It don't be the dude that got to lose as much as you. He be the person that send them, but he ain't gonna be the one putting the work in. Whatever the work is, whether it's a fist fight, whether it's gunplay, whatever that work is, he's not going to be the one, man. Especially if he deem himself a boss. That ain't how that go. But you also gotta understand, like, very few people out here care about fist fights, man. like I said, but I understand the mentality. I understand it because I mean they from the gladiator school. You know what I mean? I get it. They from the gladiator school. That's the way they was conditioned. They was conditioned for gladiator behavior. You understand what I'm saying? So they gotta realize, like, the times have changed, man. People off that joint. Them push-ups and dips ain't gonna stop them hollows, man. They ain't gonna stop them critical defense rounds. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they ain't stopping none of that, man. Because your mind in a different kind of time when people ain't on, man. And your mind ain't there 24 hours a day. They mind there 24 hours a day, man. It's almost like the police. You know, it's hard to duck the long arm of the law because they got 24 hours in a day to crack your code, man. They got 24 hours in a day to crack your code. You ain't got that kind of time. You can't dedicate 24 hours a day to evading the police. You got too many other stuff you got going on, man. You got to worry about everybody, not just the police. The police just got to worry about you. You understand? And it works the same way with these young boys, man. These young boys ain't trying to get no bread, man, for real. That's why the robberies is going up. Because these young boys ain't about hustling, getting to $1. They ain't about that. They all about the wreck. They all about the wreck. They all about watching the scoreboard. That's all they care about is the scoreboard, man. That's what they did with that PUA money. They want to cop hammers and wheels. You know what I'm saying? Like, do the math here. This ain't hard to figure out, man. They want to cop cars and guns, man. Some of them that still got the hustle and don't want to bought drugs. But for the most part, that's why the crime went dumb. Come on, man. You ain't about that life, homie. Because you don't have time to be about that life. You don't. And I mean, there's no way in there am I trying to say homie a sucker or nothing. No, I'm just saying, like, the facts to the reality is you don't have that kind of time in life to dedicate solely to that. You don't. You worried about getting money. You worried about damn, who should I interview next? That would be crazy, would be earth-shattering. Your mind on a different kind of time of where it should be. They mind on goofy. They mind on, oh yeah, I don't even want no work, man. Just let me know somebody gotta get hit. Your mind ain't there. You can't war with that. Like, I just want to get my little 2 cents on that joint, man. Like, I hope they figure it out. I hope that this don't lead to nothing further. I hope it stays where it's at. You know what I mean? As always, man, I thank y'all for tuning in. I'm cooking up some stuff that I think it's gonna be pretty good material, a couple good topics that I want to bring up. But holla at me. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Follow me on IG too, Real Rat with Kane on IG. Get at me. Salute.